Before we get started, I know you're excited. I'm not gonna hold you for long, but I wanted to say thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for purchasing this video. So the same tips and tricks that I use on my clients, I'm gonna show you in this one video. I also included the ebook, so make sure you have downloaded that and reviewed it. It's gonna be very helpful and help you understand the things that I'm talking about in this video, especially if you're new to the game. So I'm going to let you go now because I know you're ready to get started. Make sure that you guys join us on Facebook in the group Zadana Beauty Academy, and let us know what you think about the book, what you have to say about the video, if it was very helpful. And I'm always here if you need anything, if you have any questions or concerns. Hey, so I did already moisturize her hair. I used the lock system on every client. Basically, I use leave-in oil and moisturizing cream, and then I blow dry them. So now you see me doing her braid down. So normally the braids are definitely cornrows going back, and they're about the size of your pinky finger. So the first braid that you see I'm doing, I make sure that the braid connects in the back so that way it gives it a great foundation to attach the wig to. You want to make sure the braids are not too big because that will not give you a flat foundation. The wig will have lumps, and trust me, it's noticeable. While I'm braiding down the client's hair, I do use a product to help keep the braids nice and neat, which is our edge control. We do sell this on our website, and I use it normally to just control the flyaways and just tuck all the hair, so that way when the client takes out their braids, their hair is still moisturized underneath. And trust me, they love it. So with this cornrow, you're about to watch and see how I attach the second cornrows inside of it, and I do this further on with all the rest of the braids. So continue to watch. When placing the braids from the previous braid inside of the new braid that you're doing, make sure that you do not make any tension at the bottom of that braid, because the client will get bumps if there's any tension, and it will come from pulling the braids up. So now I am about to freeze spray the hairline. This will lay down all the baby hairs, giving you a clean canvas to work with. So after I spray, I do like to comb that area, and then I hold the hair as I blow dry, so that way it stays. I use this same technique across the whole hairline. So make sure you have a pen and paper while watching this video. If you have any questions, please write them down, and don't be afraid to ask me anything. And then drop your questions inside of the Facebook group so that way I'll be able to answer them for you. every client that sits in my chair, I do use a scalp treatment. This is a rosemary spray. It helps with fungus, and it helps just cleanse the scalp. It also promotes hair growth. It's by Influence, and it's called the Rosemary Stimulating Spray. So here I am about to test the makeup on her skin to make sure that it's a perfect match. That way I know that I can use it on the lace. And this is also how I make sure that the lace matches her skin. So I pour the makeup inside of a little container and I tap the brush inside of the makeup. Then I go over the lace with the makeup lightly, covering the whole inside of the lace wig. I do not put any in the middle of the wig because that's where the tracks are and it's unnecessary. I go in with a hot comb to go ahead and straighten out the hairline just so that I can see the hairline nice and clear, and that way I can make sure that it matches the client's own hairline. So basically at this moment I am measuring out where the lace wig should lay on the client's head. I'm looking at how much lace I'm going to have to cut off by the client's ear. And I'm also shaving her sideburns. The reason why I like to shave the sideburns is because if you was to put glue on top of that hair, it can really cause tension and cause hair loss. So I rather shave it because I know that it's gonna grow back, versus if there's any tension, it can cause the hair not to grow back. You have to stand firm when it comes down to those sideburns because the clients do not want you to cut them. But you have to educate them and let them know what happens if they don't cut them. So I'm using 91% alcohol to clean her hairline because you don't want any oils or any makeup to be there when applying the adhesive. So sometimes these combs can be very uncomfortable, and I like to cut them out of the client's wigs. At the time of me editing this video for you guys, I have learned a new technique. So the new technique is, before applying the white glue that you see me using right now, I would use a layer of the clear glue. You are going to see me using the clear glue around the sideburns area, but what you're going to do is use one layer of clear glue across the whole front of the hair, exactly how I'm doing the white glue right now. But with the clear glue, I would advise you to use a popsicle stick instead of the back of the comb to smooth it out. Once you smooth out the clear glue, you're going to wait about a minute or two until the clear glue has dried. How I test to make sure the clear glue is dry, I would clean my finger with 91% alcohol, and then I would touch the client's hairline where the glue is to make sure that there's no strings of glue bouncing back that's still attached to my finger. If my finger sticks, then that means it's completely dry. So then I will apply a thin layer of the white glue across the hairline, exactly in the same position where I put the clear glue. I would then use the back of the comb to make sure I smooth it out evenly and allow it to dry clear, working from one side of the hairline to the other. Please make sure that the ends of your comb is completely clean. If you need to clean them, make sure you use the 91% alcohol. You do not want this glue to turn white on you again after it has dried. So please make sure you're not touching it too much. So now I'm about to do the second layer of glue, and you also want to make sure that you're putting this layer of glue right on top of the last two layers of glue. So now this should be your third layer of glue. First was the clear glue. Now this is the second layer of the white glue. You're going to spread this glue evenly just as you did the last two layers. Once this glue has dried, you have to make sure that you're ready to apply the lace. If you wait too long after it dries, then the lace is not going to stick to the glue. So be prepared. This is the reason why I gave you these steps in order like this, because you want to make sure that the lace is already plucked, bleached, and the makeup has been placed on the lace before applying the glue because of how quickly the glue dries. Right now you see me using the Walker tape glue, and I'm going to add one layer on both sides. So keep watching. The next clip is going to show you exactly how I place the wig on her head. When you installing the lace wig, you want to make sure that your positioning of the wig is perfect. You don't want one side to be longer than the other. Remember, we plucked this hairline to match the client's hairline, so you want it to be perfect. So I like to start in the middle first and then work my way to the sides and do one side at a time. I actually look through the lace to see where to place the wig, so that way you know exactly where to place the hairline on top of the glue. So you want to allow the client to pull down the lace, that way it helps seeps into the glue. And you're going to comb the hairline back and also blow dry. So I normally blow dry each section, which is the middle and the sides, for about a minute. Now we're on to cutting the lace. So I'm using this eyebrow cutter that I purchased at the local beauty supply store. And basically you want to use this instead of the scissors because this gives you a more natural look compared to the scissors, which gives you a harsh line. And what happens is the light automatically bounces off the line, so you have no choice but to see
that sharp line. Now with the eyebrow cutter, you actually have a jagged edge, so that way the light doesn't really causes the tension to be there, giving you a more natural look. So basically all I'm doing right now is just pulling the lace a little bit to give it some tension, so that way it's easier to cut the lace. It's so important when cutting the lace at the ear because you don't want the lace to dig into the skin. The lace can cause a actual breakage of the skin, causing a sore, and it can actually get infected where the client can have pus coming out, and it's not a very good feeling to have something hurting and digging into your skin right there. Don't be afraid to cut the lace, even if you have some baby hair still attached to the lace that you're going to dispose, because you have to understand that, remember, we put the glue right in front of the hairline, and if we leave that excess hairline, then the lace is going to be forced to come closer to the client's forehead, and you want to keep it right in front of their hairline so it looks more natural. So now you're going to clip back the hair so that way we can glue down the extra lace that is not glued down. So the lace that's left over that we still have to glue down, I do use 2 layers of glue. So to make sure that the edges are laying right on top of the glue, I like to skim across the front with a clean rat tail comb and part out just a little bit of the baby hairs. And then I'll use the baby hairs to actually position the lace down into the glue. And I'll do that all the way across the front. So the same steps that I use to apply the full lace, I use those steps to lay down the little laces that were still up, which means 2 layers of glue and the blow dryer. So when installing a lace wig, you use the hot comb multiple times. This is one of the times you use it. So I like to hot comb before laying down the baby hair so you can actually see what you're working with and that you can get a visual of that hairline. Look at it. Look how amazing that hairline looks. Doesn't it look like her own hair? So you see here, we do have a little piece of lace that we need to cut off so that it doesn't bother with her ear. So I am missing a piece of clip on how I melt the lace into the glue. So after parting out the baby hairs, we are going to spray the Got2b spray along the tip of the hairline. But I don't want you to completely wet the lace. I want you to just spray a little dab, just so that way we can rub it into the lace and melt the tip of the edges of the lace into the glue, and then blow dry. So whatever's inside, you're gonna tap your brush, tap it on the back of your hand, right? Tap the brush inside of it, blend it out, blend, 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 and then you're gonna go over your lace.
is just to help that lace blend with your skin, okay? And then you're gonna tie your hairline down, just like this, with the little frizzy hairs and everything. It's gonna help melt and push the hair down into the lace, down into the glue.
I do have these hair ties available for purchase. You can purchase them online at www.zadana.com. So majority of my clients like to get their back of their wig sewed down. In this video, I'm going to show you how I sew down the back of the wig. But right now, what we're about to do is cut this lace off the back. A lot of my clients also request to remove the clip that is in the back of the head because it does irritate their scalp. So what I'm doing right now, I'm removing it. So I'm going in sewing down the back of her wig. A lot of the clients do not like to glue down the back of their lace wigs. They prefer that you sew it down. When you do glue down the back, sometimes it can leave you with a bruise on the back of your neck from the tension of the wig and the glue. And also, they just like the way the sewed down wig feel better. It's less irritation. So basically, when sewing down the lace wig, that braid that you made going across the back that connects with each other is the braid that I'm attaching the wig to. So basically, you would do this on both sides and across the back of the head, exactly where we did the small braid to connect in the back. So are you guys ready to see this hairline? Ooh, ooh, yes. Look at that. That's not a lace. That's scalp. Straight scalp. Period. If you guys follow all the steps that I have given you, you will be able to part this lace in any direction you want. You can go straight across, you can go horizontal, you can go zigzag, you can go any direction as you please, and it will still give you an appearance as a scalp. So as the client's choice, she did want a side part that curved, so that's what we're about to give her. So stay tuned. So this wig was a little damp, so that's why you see me blow drying. But what I'm about to do is go ahead and put some wax on her part area, and we're about to smooth it out with the hot comb. So the wax that you see me using in the video is a sample from our product line. So make sure you guys stay tuned in because we will be launching it soon if we haven't already. So her special request is that she didn't want no baby hairs. So in order to achieve a no baby hair look, we have to basically just comb the few little baby hairs that we had down back into the hair. So I like to spray a little bit of the Got2b freeze spray on the hairline just to hold it in place. You don't want it to be hard, so you want to make sure that you spray lightly. So you want to go ahead and wet down the hair. This is a curly lace wig, so we want those curls to pop, and in order to activate those curls you do need to wet them. So basically I'm just using a water bottle with some water in it, and that's it. So you want to make sure that you saturate the entire wig, because if you miss any places of hair without wetting it, it will be poofy. It will not be like defined in the curls. So I am about to tie down her front to make sure that we set this lace in place and it melts into the glue so it looks like an actual scalp. This is one of our hair ties that we sell. They are available online for purchase. I do recommend these ties highly because you don't want a client to tie their hair down with a cotton scarf. That cotton material will cause little cotton balls to be left on the lace, and you don't want that because then it's going to give it an unnatural look. So to define these curls, I am using the Nairobi foaming lotion. Basically, this will give it a hold. I like to make sure that the hair is completely saturated with the lotion because you want to make sure that the hair doesn't poof up. You want to make sure those curls is nice and defined. So that's why you see me using so much of it. I use a lot of this product, as you can see in the video. So I never usually blow dry curly hair like this, especially if the client is wearing it in its natural state. So in order to blow dry curly hair, you have to have a diffuser. But I was only trying to get rid of the lotion that was showing in the picture. So it was only for picture purposes. Normally I'll use the dryer where the client has to sit under, or even they'll just leave out with it wet. So voila, this is your finished look for no baby hairs. What do you guys think? So I do want to show you guys another portion of this video. It is available for purchase, which is multiple baby hair techniques. So this is the 3 baby hair swoops. So you have 2 on the side and 1 in the middle. And look how amazing this look. So if you're interested in learning other techniques on how to do different forms of baby hair, please make sure you visit the website and purchase the video today. I am basically adding shine spray to make sure that the baby hairs and the lace doesn't look ashy and it blends completely with her skin. In the video you can tell that I'm using no comb. When applying the spray, I spray it on my fingertips and then I rub it on the lace and the baby hairs. So that way that you don't spray a lot of oil on the lace to cause any lifting. So I don't know if you guys caught that, but I did spray oil first and then I sprayed the Got2b spray. And the reason being is so that the Got2b spray won't make the hair hard. So if you have an oil, it helps kind of like dilute the spray, just soften it up a little bit so it doesn't be so hard and it's nice and slick.